Alright, so in today's video we're going to talk about car number 3 that I bought and sold, hopefully sold on Gov Deals. This will be a little bit longer video, so if you want to just get the final numbers of what I paid and what I sold it for, go ahead and look in the description and I'll post those numbers because I haven't sold it yet, so I don't know, I can't tell you what I sold it for. But let me start with the story. So currently living in Florida, I saw a 2016 Explorer, Police Explorer, come up on Gov Deals in New Jersey. So this was a little bit of an adventure. Let me preface all this by saying that the story I'm about to tell, not everyone can do. I mean, depending on your job, your family, things like that, you may or may not be able to do this. But if you have time on your hands and you don't mind a little bit of, I don't want to say hassle and aggravation because I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was a little trip. But if you don't mind doing that, this is what I did. So I flew up to, well, first I won the car on Gov Deals. It was located in New Jersey, so I had to fly up to New Jersey one way. I had some airline points, so I was able to basically fly up there for free. Arrived there early in the morning, drove, got on the public bus, went a few miles, and then took another Uber the rest of the way. So it really wasn't that bad of a trip. And then picked up the car at the local township, lot, I guess. And then drove it back to Florida. I was already planning a trip around the same time to Washington, D.C., so it kind of just worked out nice that so I ended up having to cancel that return flight, the flight to and from D.C., because I ended up having a free car during that time that it overlapped. So I don't really see that as losing any money. All the math I'm going to talk about here it's going to be kind of like fuzzy math depending on which way you look at it. Like I said, because I had that vacation already planned, so you may or may not have that same situation. So let's first talk about the numbers of what we got. So if you're familiar with Gov Deals, once you win an auction, they send you a buyer's certificate, basically just saying, hey, here's your certificate saying that you won. So here's the vehicle here. It's a black and white police car. I bid $21.25 plus the buyer's premium add on to it. Comes out to roughly $2,400. So we'll say $2,400. Then I had to register it in New Jersey because I didn't want to, or at least get a tag in New Jersey because I didn't want to get pulled over on the way to Florida. And this was also, all this is a learning experience. I'm new to this whole Gov Deals thing, so I'm learning a lot. But I got insurance through New Jersey, and then I was able to get a tag through New Jersey, like a 30-day tag, and that was like a couple $100. So now we'll round it up to like, I don't know, $2,600 roughly. And so what I learned though is that I really needed to register it in Florida because that's where I live and that's where the vehicle is supposed to be. I also learned that some insurance people don't like this whole flipping thing. So one of the insurance companies I called to get a quote, I told them what I was doing. I told them exactly what I was doing, that I was flipping a car, and they basically said, no, we don't do that. We don't do short-term insurance. So note to yourself, if you do try to do this, you may just want to leave off the part of your story that you're flipping cars, because what you could do is just in theory get insurance, keep it for a month or two or however long it takes for you to sell it, and then call your insurance and say, hey, I don't need insurance anymore, I canceled it, or I sold my car, I'm going to cancel my insurance now. Not saying that's what you need to do, but that's your alternative, I guess, is just drive around without insurance. But then if you get in a wreck and do something awful, then that sucks too. All right. Next thing I wanted to mention is that hopefully if I sell this car today and I can, finish this idea, I'm basically buying this car with no money down, no money out of pocket. And so here's how that worked. So with Gov Deals, if the vehicle amount is less than $5,000, you can put it all on your credit card. And so once I won the auction, I looked at several credit cards that I have, and I found one where the closing date, the monthly closing date, had just ended, had just reset basically. So I paid for it on that credit card, because the idea is that I'll pay for it on that credit card. I'll have a month basically of time where that monthly statement is still open, and then once the monthly statement closes, I still have another roughly 2-3 weeks to pay that off. And that's kind of where I am right now. I'm in kind of in that window of 2 to 3 weeks before I need to pay off my credit card. That's why I'm kind of anxious to sell the car today. So what I'll do is come back over here, show you my city account here. And so this is where I'm up to now. We'll say 3,100 is no kidding what I'm in this car for. And that's because when I was in New Jersey, I had to drive it down here, of course. So, stopping for gas along the way. The insurance, I paid for it on this credit card. Some miscellaneous cleaning supplies. So I intentionally try to just put everything on this card, so that way when I do sell it, I can just quickly say, hey, this is the profit that I made off this car with no money out of pocket. So that's what I'm hoping for. Oh, and Facebook. I paid for some Facebook ads. So I listed the car on Facebook and Craigslist. I got a ton of responses on Facebook as usual, but nobody wanted to come see it. I mean, they would ask me questions. I got a lot of scam people asking about trades. I'm like, you idiots! I don't want to trade this stupid car. But I found out that Facebook does this thing where they do boosted ads, basically, where you can pay like a couple dollars per day or whatever you want. I mean, you can tell them how much ads you want, but basically they increase the people looking at your car. So I did that. I paid like $30, I think, and put that on my credit card as well. I did notice an increase of people sending me messages, but it's, again, still nobody wanted the car. And so on Facebook right now, I have it listed for $4,900. I started out around $6,700, and then every few days just started to lower it until I sell it, basically. But it's funny, the person coming today actually got off Craigslist. So whenever you list cars, I'd say list it on both Craigslist and Facebook, and just try to get it out to as many people as possible, and see if someone will finally come buy it. So let's go outside real quick. I'll show you the car, and then wrap up. I think I covered all the main points that I wanted to mention. All right, here it is. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty spacious. It does have this, the prisoner back seat, so that sucks. It is missing the door handles, because of the prisoners. So that may be part of the reason why people are hesitant to buy this car. Also, maybe they don't want a black and white car. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's got the spotlight on it. It's got these little bumper things on the front. So just driving it for the couple weeks that I've had it, it's so funny on the roads. Like, you'll see people, or I'll see people get out of the way when I pull up behind them, because they think, oh, the cops are behind them, but it's really just me. And then I drive by and they see, there's no markings on the car. I mean, it's pretty obviously an old police car or a decommissioned police car. So it's funny when they pull out of the road and then see that it's just me. But no, it's a cool car. Oh, and also on Craigslist, I have it listed for like $5,200. I have two different prices. On Facebook, it's for $4,700. On Craigslist, it's $52 or $53. I don't know. So I'm hoping for around $5,000. Again, I'll leave it in the description on what ends up happening with this. But if this turns out successful, that'll be cool. Oh, another thing to mention, at least in Florida, I found, or I learned, that you can only sell legally, you can only sell 3 cars per year without needing a dealership license. So that's new to me. So I'm hopefully going to sell this car, and then maybe do some more research and figure out, how much does a license cost? What's involved in that? Do I need to get like some kind of insurance? Do I need to open a company to do that? I have no idea. Or I could just stick to just selling 3 cars a year. I think that's it. So I hope you learned a lot. Hopefully it's a good data point for anyone thinking about doing this stuff. If you have any questions, let me know, and I may or may not reply. See ya.